This video I'm going to explain exactly what Moltbot is, formerly known as ClawdBot, so you fully understand, and how it's going to change your life. Like, this is one of the biggest advances in AI in the last few years. It really is, and a lot of people are still sleeping on it, which I'm surprised by. So let me just explain it, and I'll show some real examples with one of my own bots, so you can see exactly what I mean. So simple TLDR, so far you've been used to chatbots. So you'll ask ChatGPT a question, or Claude, or Gemini, and it will give you some answers. It has a little bit of context memory, but then every time you start a new chat, it loses a lot of that memory. And it doesn't work on things in the background. It never prompts you. This is where the AI bot changes here. Basically, ClawdBot, which it was previously known as, it had to change its name to Maltbot because Claude sounded too much like Anthropic creation Claude. So there were copyright issues. So they've had to change it to Moltbot. Not the best name, but whatever. And basically, this is an AI agent. And you've seen that people either set it up like I've done in my Mac Mini, but I also have it set up in a private server, a few bots in a cloud. So you can set it up either way. And what this is an AI agent that's working constantly, 24/7, doing work for you. And every time it does work, and you build something new with it. For example, I built this YouTube ideas generator with it. It can save that as a skill, so it gets smarter with time. And every time you give it more feedback and you ask it to save something, it can do that. If you're just making notes and you want it to file for you, like for example, you might do in your own Apple Notes, it will do that for you automatically. If you want to send it a voice note like I do in Telegram, you can ask it to send you a voice note back, and it could do that automatically. If you set it up with 11 Labs. There's so many other AI add-on softwares that you can use now with it. All it needs is the API key. The agent itself, it doesn't need to go here. It doesn't need to go on website after website and browse like we do, with our hands, keyboards, clicking here, clicking there. It doesn't work that way. The agents, how they work is via APIs. So as long as you give them the key, like a Twitter API key, it could do the work for you. For example, I gave it a Twitter API key and then asked it to start researching posts. And here you can see it's researching different Twitter accounts, views, followers, stuff like that. It's doing all of that research for me just based on the API alone. And whilst I'm asleep, it can just go on researching and can give it some instructions. Or I can ask it to tell me what it thinks we should do next. Because remember, AI, we're at a point now where, context-wise, it's smarter than human beings. So let the AI guide you with this, whatever your goals are, whatever your business is, whatever you want to focus on. And it has a lot of built-in skills, but you can add a lot of extra skills too. There are now websites, and I'll link this below, where you can go and choose whatever skill you want, and you can actually add that on. With all of these things, there are risks, of course, but if you set it up in a private server, where it doesn't have access to your own accounts, your finances, or anything like that, same with a brand new Mac Mini, a separate computer, then the risks are obviously very limited. And what's happening with these skills is it's basically replacing automation, like, NA10 automation, a lot of you would have heard of. And these were long, complicated automations you'd have to set up where it was multiple AI chatbots, one output, then another output, then it would send it to Gmail or it would send it to YouTube, blah, blah, blah. We're done with all of that. The AI agent does all of this for you, a lot simpler, all via kind of like terminal coding. And it's much easier to edit, it's much easier to change. All these workflows it will create for you. And it's the proactive part that's really good. Like I can message it and I can say, can you remind me at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I've got a meeting or blah, blah, blah. Or every morning, can you send me an update about the most important news I need to know, given my business, at a certain time. And then every morning it'll message you, because you can set this up, this agent, in any messaging service like Telegram, WhatsApp, iMessages, whatever you prefer to use, whatever you commonly use that. I use Telegram a lot. I prefer Telegram. And in here, I just keep asking it questions, keep asking it to do work. It's literally a member of staff, a really good member of staff, one that's very smart, one that can improve its own skills very, very quickly. And every time it learns something new, ask it to save that skill. So the other thing about this, it has memory. So everything you've ever discussed with it, in theory, you could save. Now there are special codes and prompts you can use, and I'll discuss that in other videos, where you can improve its memory. But basically, in essence, everything from the beginning, the first time you chat to this bot, to now, everything it should remember. And that is a massive advantage compared to the chatbots. The other advantage is this is local. You're talking to it, it's talking to you. None of your data and details are going to the cloud, going to OpenAI, going to Anthropic. That's a massive advantage too. So you can see a lot of the common ones like Apple Notes and stuff like that, prompt engineering expert, email, is all on here. So you can easily add these skills. But people are going to sleep on this. And in a few weeks, that the hype will probably go down. But this is different. This is not one of those where, oh, that's kind of a cool tool, carry on with your life. This is literally game changing. A lot of people are going to be using ClawdBot and set up a few of them in their businesses and start dropping staff, to be honest with you. Like, it's way better than any VA. End of story. It can proofread things. It can give you idea, content generation, feedback, research. For example, for a content creator, it can research thoroughly lots and lots of different channels, and it can do it very, very quickly. So much so that in the morning, all the research that you usually spend 4 hours on, it will be done and dusted. Now, there's still some instruction involved and some prompting. What I've noticed is it's much easier than when you first started on ChatGPT and you start asking it to set up a project for you with some instructions. It just wasn't that good. This, for some reason, it just works very, very well. So I highly, highly recommend you try it in private server or on a separate computer and play with it. It's only after you've played with it, you've really tested it for a good few days, that you're going to see what I mean. It is amazing. If you want some help with setup, just let me know and I'll add the instructions below as well. But it's pretty straightforward. And I'll add videos on how to do it both ways. If you're setting it up on Mac Mini or if you're setting it up on a private server. For private servers, you would use something like DigitalOcean or Amazon's AWS. Thanks for listening.